She wore borrowed shoes to her own engagement shoot. Nobody in that photo knew that 3 days earlier, her tailor had vanished with her fabric, her deposit, and her confidence, 2 weeks before her sister's wedding. Welcome back to Fashion Style Home, your one-stop hub for elegant and timeless African fashion. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button right now, because today's story is one you do not want to miss. Drop a comment and tell us where you're watching from. We read every single one. And if this story moves you even a little, smash that like button before we go any further, because trust me, it's about to get messy before it gets beautiful. Let me introduce you to Sarah. Sarah is 31, works in banking in Lagos, sharp suits, sharper spreadsheets, the kind of woman who color codes her calendar. Her younger sister Amara is getting married in 18 days, and Sarah has one job: be the best-dressed bridesmaid at the owambe of the year. Family friends are flying in from London. Rivals from secondary school are flying in from Houston. This is not just a wedding. This is a reputation on the line. Sarah decides she's not doing another boring aso-oke. She wants senator wear. Yes, women's senator wear, tailored, structured, powerful, the kind of look that makes a room go quiet when you walk in. Her mother nearly chokes on her tea. Senator is for men, her mother says. You want to wear agbada to your sister's wedding? What will people say? And here's where the tension starts, because Sarah isn't just fighting a deadline, she's fighting a mindset. An entire generation that grew up believing senator wear belonged only to the men in the family, the uncles, the grooms, the fathers giving speeches. But Sarah has seen a shift. She's seen women on Instagram in fitted senator two-pieces, structured shoulders, nipped waists, embroidery, so fine it looks hand-painted. She knows 2026 is different. She just has to prove it before the wedding. So she books a tailor. Good reviews, fast turnaround, reasonable price. Almost too good. 10 days before the wedding, she pays her deposit. Premium cotton, deep emerald green, gold thread embroidery running down the neckline like a river of light. She pictures it in her head every night before bed. 5 days before the wedding, the tailor stops answering calls. Sarah shows up at the shop. It's locked. Neighbors say he traveled. Her fabric, her deposit, her design, gone. Now imagine that feeling. 5 days to the biggest event of the year, and you have nothing to wear. Sarah cries in her car in a market parking lot, mascara running, phone in her hand, Googling emergency tailor Lagos like her life depends on it, because at this point it kind of does. But here's the twist nobody saw coming. Her hairdresser, of all people, mentions a small designer 2 streets away. No sign-board, no Instagram followers to speak of. Just a woman named Grace who apprenticed under one of the biggest senator warehouses in Abuja before starting her own quiet little shop. Sarah walks in skeptical, exhausted, and honestly out of options. Grace looks at her, listens to the whole disaster story, and says something that stops Sarah cold. Forget emerald. That was never your color. Sit down. Let me show you what your sister's wedding actually needs. And this is where the real magic begins. Grace pulls out a bolt of deep wine-red brocade, structured, almost regal, and pairs it with a cream underlay. She sketches a design right there on the spot. A fitted senator top with a mandarin collar, gold-threaded embroidery tracing the shoulders like epaulettes, paired with a matching wide-leg trouser instead of skirt, because in 2026, women's senator wear isn't copying the men's silhouette, it's commanding its own. For days, that's all Grace has. Sarah has no choice but to trust her. Day 1, the fabric is cut. Day 2, disaster nearly strikes again. The embroidery machine jams halfway through the sleeve, and Grace has to hand-finish the gold detailing herself, needle by needle, into the early hours of the morning. Day 3, fitting. It's tight in the waist. Sarah panics. Grace stays calm, pins it, adjusts it, tells her to trust the process. Day 4, the morning of the wedding, the outfit is finally done. Sarah puts it on with 15 minutes to spare. And when she looks in the mirror, she doesn't recognize herself in the best way possible. The wine red catches the light. The gold embroidery frames her collarbone like jewelry. The wide-legged trousers move like silk when she walks. Her mother, the same woman who said, "What will people say?" stands in the doorway and doesn't say a word. She just starts crying. At the wedding, heads turn. Not for the bride, for the bridesmaid. Aunties who called senator wear men's clothes are suddenly asking who designed it. Her old secondary school rival, the one who flew in from Houston specifically to outshine everyone, corners her and asks, dead serious, if she can get Grace's number. Here's the twist inside the twist. Someone at that wedding films Sarah walking in. Posts it online with the caption, "She wore senator to her sister's wedding and shut the whole place down." Overnight, it hits 200,000 views. Comments flooding in from Ghana, from the UK, from South Africa. Grace, the designer with no signboard and no followers, wakes up to 11,000 new Instagram followers and a wait list 3 months long. The tailor who disappeared with Sarah's deposit? He resurfaces months later, sees the viral video, and has the audacity to comment, "I taught her everything she knows." The internet naturally drags him into oblivion. In that, Fashion Lovers is the story of how one canceled tailor, one desperate car park cry, and one quiet designer with a needle and thread ended up defining what women's senator wear looks like going into 2026. Bold color, sharp tailoring, hand-finished embroidery, and trousers instead of skirts, worn by women who refuse to be told what belongs to them. Because here's the truth this whole story is really about. Fashion has always been political, whether we admit it or not. For generations, senator wear was boxed in as menswear, but women like Sarah and designers like Grace are rewriting that rule one stitch at a time. That's cultural diversity in action. That's originality refusing to follow the crowd. And that's the craftsmanship, the late nights, the hand-finished gold thread that makes African fashion impossible to ignore on the world stage. If this story hit you the way it hit us, comment below and tell us. Team Sarah's wine red look? Or do you think the emerald green would have been even better? We genuinely want to know. Before you go, please like this video if you believe women deserve every bit of senator wears power and elegance. Subscribe to Fashion Style Home so you never miss the next collection, the next story, the next transformation. Share this with a woman in your life who needs a reminder that she can wear whatever makes her feel unstoppable. And drop a comment telling us where you're watching from. We love seeing how far this family stretches across the world. Stay tuned because next week, we're bringing you the full lookbook of 2020 Success Top Senator Designs for Women. 12 pieces, 12 stories, and trust me, some of them are even wilder than Sarah's. Until then, stay bold, stay elegant, and never let anyone tell you what you can or cannot wear.